Well, we're back at the Atlanta mine, and we just had the dream team together, and everybody seems pretty excited, huh?
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty to be excited about. You can't help but to be jazzed when you're looking at the kind of mineralization we hit.
We met, I'd say, beginning of 2016 at the pepper mill, and that kind of became headquarters for Nevada King for a couple of years. And yeah, we shared a vision there, and it's crazy to see how it's grown.
Yeah, we started basically with just a concept. It was a bold concept. We had no idea what our success might or might not be. It's just, well, let's give it a try.
Yeah.
And now look where we are.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I get like so much excitement. You know, I call you sometimes, Cal, we got to add more land. The market's changing. More people are entering, but what really gets me excited, I know gets you the most excited, is the drill bits.
Yeah.
And the big change for Nevada King's been going from this phase 1 of acquisition of ground to phase 2 of finding the low-hanging fruit, like here at Atlanta.
Yeah. Iron Point, Lewis, Atlanta, yeah, all low-hanging fruit that at the time we could pick.
The 50-meter bed that we hit in the bottom of the pit, the faults that are kind of coming out of that, what is the picture there?
You've got grades up there into the 12, 13 grams per ton range, and they're sitting there going, wow, yeah, I can see it. It makes sense. And then you can see the other faults coming down, which are buried to the west. Those are the ones we're going to be drilling next.
There hasn't been an elephant discovery in Nevada in a long time, and I think it'd be fun to find that.
That's typically a once-in-a-lifetime experience if it ever happens. And with the package we have, good chance of that. And now up north, Horse Mountain, Lewis, Iron Point, it's all in elephant country. We just have to keep at it. You know, you make your own luck here. And I anticipate being lucky several times, not just once.
We got the Atlanta pit off on the side here. You know, that's shaping up to be something very significant for us at least.
The types of gold grades we see here and the type of structural extent, there's a very good chance we're going to find more. These systems typically don't produce just one mineralized zone. They generally produce 2, 3 zones. That then would change how everyone looks at Atlanta. Believe me, that would change how everyone looks at southern Nevada. You're talking about blowing the lid off the place. That would sure do it.
I think that what separates Nevada King is we both saw the big picture, which was the land. If you don't control the land, I mean, how many majors have tried to come into Nevada and have failed? And their number one reason they fail is because they don't have land.
Don't have the land.
And now they're scared. I mean, none of them, you talk to them, they don't want to compete with Barrick and Newmont. So it's up to us to make the discovery because these majors aren't coming in and doing it. So this is it. I mean, we're now looking down along the Atlanta Fault, and this is where the excitement is all brewing.
Once we were able to pin down the direction of the fault, the main fault zone, with the holes on this end, we were able at that point then to define the structure, which is not obvious at the surface here. It's down underneath us. And using that as a basis to establish a model, from then on, we started looking in every direction out here. And we traced some mineralization to the south. We don't know how far to the south it goes. There's been no drilling to the south. We've traced it to the east. We have no idea how far that way goes because there's been no drilling in that direction. We've chased it to the north, right straight out across the valley, right along the road you see in the distance. We have no idea how far that way it goes. We started tracing it down dip to the west, and now we have no idea how far it goes to the west. So essentially this deposit is open in all directions, and this year, 2022, we're going to do a lot of core drilling so we can figure out this rock and get decent recovery. And at the end of this season, we're going to have a very good model, not just geologically, but we should have a very good resource model too.
You know, you look at Lou and Gary, these guys are wired, and they need to be wired to shut down things that don't work.
But the high grade is right below that?
They've seen everything, done everything, large deposits, small. They know what works, doesn't work. And if you've got fatal flaws, they will find them very quickly. So far, there are no flaws in this. Looking at the core in Winnemucca, looking at sections, looking at maps.
And could it actually be down and something?
Now out here, looking at the rock, and all I see is excitement. These guys are hopping around like kids in a candy shop. Then by God, you know you've got something pretty good.